Go.
Okay. This is really weird. Okay, guys, so we're gonna do our camp meeting. You should have your papers. So the basic things, if you look at your, this is our agenda, kind of go through here. So we will be leaving for camp on Monday, July 8th. We're leaving the church at 7. So that means you need to be here by 6:30 with all of your gear. You need to have everything with you. It can't be like, oh wait, I left this at home and I gotta go run back and get it. Please, please, please try, because we need to leave by 7. Okay, we have a 5-hour drive. We will be stopping to have lunch. So we'll get into that. You will need money for that drive down. But you need to be here by 6:30 so we can get everything loaded and leave by 7. We will get back on Saturday, July 13th between 5:30 and 6. And again, we will be having a meal, stopping for fast food on that way home, so you'll need for that. So total cost, $496 is due before we leave on July 8th. If this is an issue or you've talked to us about scholarships or any of that, come talk to us and we'll get that all figured out, okay? So you also need money for 2 fast food meals, one going down, one coming back, okay? And then optional is to bring money for snacks or the Fuge store and Chick-fil-A. So bring for that. Forms that we need are the FBC student permission.
I can go over those here in just a second.
Okay, Trey will go through that, but if you have done, like, if you went to DNOW this year, you probably already have one filled out, because I think we made sure everyone had one before we had the weekend. So make sure you have one of those filled out. Then there's a camp waiver, and Trey will talk more about that. Continuing on, because then I'll hand it over to him, on your what to pack and what not to pack. Make sure there are no like sheets or blankets or pillows provided. You need to pack those and bring those, okay? Water bottle that you can carry with you, make sure you put your name on it, okay? Closed-toed and closed-heeled shoes for outdoor activities. That means no Crocs for like outdoor activities. They're not closed-heeled.
Turn around.
They actually
Yep, they're Crocs.
No.
So like for the outdoor activities, you will need like tennis shoes is your best bet, okay? You can wear sandals or flip-flops like if you're going to worship or, you know, walking around campus or doing that stuff, but for all the activities, they want you to have closed-toed and closed-heeled shoes. Bring a Bible, notepad, and pen. I suggest taking a backpack. You can put all of your stuff in it and then you're not losing track of everything, okay? Much easier. You can have your Bible in there, you can have your water, all that, and so you're not, you know, constantly like setting stuff down and forgetting it, okay? You will need to bring all your toiletries, things like soap. You need to bring soap, shampoo, deodorant, big deal, toothbrush, toothpaste. Bring SPF, you know, sunscreen, because you will be outside for some things. Then spending money for snacks, camp store, all of that. Summer clothing. So they have a dress code, but it's not on here. So you'll have to look that up on their thing. But basically it's wear appropriate clothing. We for girls, no like spaghetti straps. Okay, tank tops are okay as long as your straps are covered. Okay. Nothing midriff. Okay, it needs to go past your midriff. Also, shorts, make sure that like when you're touching, that you're touching material on your legs, okay? If you're not touching any material on your legs when you put your hands down, they're too short. One other thing, girls, make sure that your t-shirts are not so long that we can't tell that you have shorts on, okay? If you do that, we will make you change, okay? I do not know if there's a pool there. Like, we're going to a new campus, so if you want to bring a one-piece bathing suit, if there's an option for that, okay? Another thing, this is for the boys and girls, no like cut-off sleeve t-shirts where, you know, like your entire side is showing, okay? None of that. Anything else with clothing you can think of? Obviously, nothing with like inappropriate wording or branding or any of that stuff, okay? Just, if you're not sure about it, probably don't wear it, okay? And then we have on here for Mega, we're back to night Mega, which is awesome because day Mega is hot and miserable. Okay, so this year's theme for Mega is neon. Okay, so you're gonna wear all the neon clothes. We've got like glow in the dark stuff. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so that's the only specific thing, and you don't have to bring it, but if you would like to. But other than that, there's no particular clothing that you need. Okay, don't pack alcohol, tobacco, illegal drugs, or legal drugs, I guess.
Not only don't pack them, don't bring them either.
Right.
I am packing, I'm holding it. No.
Water guns, no weapons, so like no pocket knives, stuff like that, okay? Nothing used for pranks. This is a big deal because our church will be responsible if there's any damage to any of the property. So if you do things that are not damaging, like collecting chairs from multiple rooms, as long as you put it back and nothing is destroyed, whatever you guys do, whatever. Okay, so no pranks that are going to cause any damage to property or anything like that, okay? No iPads, iPods, gaming devices, rollerblades, or skateboards. So the big thing here, we did have a few boys a few years ago that brought like a gaming system and TVs, and I don't even know how they got that in there, but those are not supposed to be it, okay? Cell phones you can have, but they don't want you to have those out like during worship and everything unless they say, hey, pull it out. And do you guys still hashtag? Is that a thing? Okay. All right. Yeah, whatever. If they tell you can get it out, you can get it out. Otherwise, it needs to be in your bag. I've had a question about like a laptop. Like if you bring that, just obviously like leave it in your room, so we don't lose anything like that. Like a laptop or,
It's probably not needed. If you have a reason to bring it, leave it in your room.
Yeah, if you need it. But it won't be, needed for anything specific, okay? Any questions on what to pack and not to pack? One thing we want you guys to know is we will be at camp for 6 days. You need to have a change of clothes, a new, fresh, clean change of clothes for every single day. Underwear, socks, like everything. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, you will be stinking up the place and nobody wants that, okay? Okay, so make sure you have enough clothing to change into. We will make sure also to get you like a bag to put your dirty clothes in, because I think that was a problem with some of the kids is they were putting their dirty clothes back in the bag with their clean clothes, and so we want to try and keep things smelling good and not be so bring a change of clothing.
It's also a good idea to have a second pair of shoes because you will get your feet wet, I'm sure, at some point, even if it's the driest summer on record. Yeah. We will have kids that find a way to get their shoes wet. So a second pair of shoes is always a good idea.
Yes, definitely. And then I don't know exactly, I don't know if you've gotten any info yet. We are doing Centrifuge this year, which is different. We've done Infuge in the past where we had mission sites. This, you will have different tracks, and so you will get to sign up for those that you want to do, and they have everything from like sports to performing arts to music, artistic, games, just like there's a whole variety. So you'll be able to sign up for those that you want to do. So definitely, just bring clothing that's appropriate for that. If you're like, I know I want to do something with art, and they might possibly be like painting or I don't know, don't bring clothes that you're like, I don't want these to get dirty. Bring things that you're okay with. So just be mindful of that. They'll obviously have games and activities and things like that. So any questions on any of what to bring or not to bring? Okay, I'm turning it over to you.
I printed and sent the dress code to the printer downstairs. I don't know if you want to go grab it.
I'll go.
That way they can have that. Okay, I am Mr. administrative guy. She does all the fun stuff. And I'm making sure you have forms turned in, money turned in, and answer questions the best I can. So what I would encourage you to do is get out your phone, especially parents, and go to fbcrobinson.com/camp, because I'm going to walk you through some of you filling out this waiver right now while you're here, or at least get you started on it so that we can get it submitted. The Fuge waiver has to be submitted online. There is no paper form of it. You have to submit it online. That's not the church one you have, the one for camp. So if you go to our website, there's a link on there that says Fuge waiver. And I'm going to walk you through. There it is in the second section, Fuge waiver. You're going to need a specific registration ID number. And if you want to go ahead and fill it out right now while we're doing it, if you have insurance information, you can do that. When you tap it, it's going to open up to a form. The very first thing is the one that I'm going to give you, and that is your registration ID number. It is also printed on that sheet I gave you. No, it's not printed on the sheet I gave you, but it is on the website there. It is 82991. 82991. It is on the website.
That's the registration.
That is the registration ID number. After that, it's up to you guys to fill out, but that makes sure they know what church you're associated with, and it sends me the email.
This is adults and children. Both.
I think both
Okay.
adults and children need to do that. Yes, because there's an option for adults. So I've done one for Callie. I've not done Ashton's yet. But just to test it out, I did one. It's more straightforward this year than it has been years past. I'm thankful for that. Go to the link, 82991. And I don't care if you're listening to me while you're filling it out, because I need these turned in before we leave for camp, but preferably sooner rather than later. So you've got to do one per student or person going. There's no, I fill one out for my family. That kind of stinks, but if you go to the site there, you can do that. Also on that same fbcrobinson.com/camp is our FBC waiver. It's the top one. And if you tap on it, you can fill out digitally, and you can do that one per family. So that helps. If you'd rather fill out a physical copy, it's perfectly fine. We've got those here. Or on the website, you can print out those physical copies and handwrite them too. Just make sure you turn those in. If you do a physical copy, obviously you have to bring that to me. If you do it digitally, I'll get it immediately. So however you want to do that, I just need those before we leave for camp. Both of those have to be done. If you have a question, do I have a church form on file yet? Afterwards, I can look that up for you and tell you exactly who's up to date. Those forms are good for 1 year, so a lot of you guys already have them. But come and see me and I can answer the question there.
Those are just for youth, correct?
For you, yes, the church ones, we just need them for the students. The Fuge ones, we need for everybody. So make sure you get those turned in there. Also on the website, I've got the what to bring list, the camp schedule, which we gave you as well. Something I'll point out, we've said a number of times, but just to make sure everybody knows, especially our adults, I guess, you're stuck. This is a 6-day camp, not a 5-day camp. We're not coming home on Friday. We're coming home on Saturday. So it's an extra day this year at Centrifuge. So make sure you take note of that, because if you're like, oh, I'm scheduled to work on Saturday, you will not be back and you will not be working on Saturday. So we're hoping to get back early evening, but it just kind of depends on things. I will also put on here a link to the dress code that we just printed out. So if you lose things like I lose things, fbcrobinson.com/camp. Not hard to remember. We'll have all the things you need. All the forms you need, all the lists you need, everything you need, all the instructions are on there. I'm also going to add a link to Fuge itself has what they call a parent pack. It has a lot of these forms and more on it. As a matter of fact, it looks something like this, 11 pages. I do not want to print out these 11 pages because quite honestly, some of it's stuff that's obvious we've already gone over. But if you want to look it over, you can. I'll put a link to it on the website. And that way you can find, it's got the dress code, what to pack, It's got camp's rules, specific rules, generic housing rules, and things like that. But a lot of it, like, says location information. It depends on your specific camp. The parent pack is not as detailed as what I'd like. So that's what I've got on forms. Any questions on forms? Okay, I also get to be the fun one to talk about finances. Yay.
Real quick, one thing I forgot to add, because we just started doing this last year. We're gonna do room assignments once we have the full list, but this is not like, oh, we want these people to like be with people that they dislike. Like, we're gonna put you with people that are, you know, your age, your friends, things like that. But it just makes it easier for us to make sure that people aren't getting left out. You know, sometimes, you know, that can happen. So we just are doing that to make it easier.
And I've not heard back from them yet. They've been in camp this past week, so I'll give them some grace. It sounds like everybody gets their own bedroom.
So some of the
door with your bed.
So some of the girls, some of the dorms that we were in last year, boys, I'm thinking it's similar to that.
It's attached to a common room with 2 bathrooms. So it's like little apartments is how they've described it. I think it's what it says on their website, and that's what I'm assuming. So you'll have a little apartment area with your own private room that you should not smell up, but if you do, keep your door closed, boys. And then a common area with a couple of bathrooms. I don't know how many are in each apartment. I've asked them, and they've just not got back with me yet. I don't know if there's 6 or 8 or 57. I don't know. So as soon as we find out, we will let you know. But we'll put you with, again, people that you know in your little apartment thing there. Yeah, excellent. So finances. We gave out calendars last September. September, is that right? Or October? September. It's been a long time ago. And here's how we've done paying for camp this year. The cost for camp is $496. And if you use the calendar, as several of you have already, and you have people who donate the amount of the date on the calendar, $5 for day 5, $20 for day 20. If you fill out and collect your calendar, guess what? Your camp is paid for. We gave you plenty of time to do it. However, I'll say, if you're like us, you procrastinate, I get it. The schools give these out and give you what, like a month to do, and it gets done. So you guys got a month or a little less than that. I need these done before we leave. If you say, I'm not going to have it before we leave, come and talk to me. We can extend that. That's not a problem. But I need to know that because I'm responsible to talk to our treasurer about how we're paying for camp. And I need to be able to say, these people will be paying, these people are going to pay a little later. It's fine. We can have some grace. If you need a scholarship, you say, I'm trying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first hand you a calendar and say, try this for like a month or 2. And then whatever you have left, if you really have tried to do the best you can and can't get it, we can do a scholarship then. Evan? You need a calendar? I've got some calendars right here. I can even print more of those. This year, we are having you collect the money. I'm going to go ahead and tell you next year we're doing it different, but that's for another time. The calendars have worked out great. Within like 2 weeks, Callie Philippi had turned in her calendar and was like, boom, we got it done. Shortly after that, Cole Remmel, like, boom, here's my calendar. I'm done. Like, you can knock it out. You really can. If you're like us, we've struggled through it, but we're down to our last $100 between the 2 kids. Like, I mean, you can do it, right? It can be done. So don't be afraid to ask. Let me give you a little hint. So many church people have said, if you'll ask me, I'll say yes. I mean, I'm telling you, so many. Grab it next Sunday morning and take it around and say, hey, we're going to camp in a few weeks. Would you like to take a number? I promise you, I know off the top of my head 5 people who have said that to me, and I know several others who haven't said it to me who are generous. So
share it on Facebook.
Share it on Facebook.
Yep.
That always helps. They can pay you. They can send it to the church directly. Just have them mark that it's for your name. They can pay online.
Offer that option. You're going to get more money.
Honestly, online is a great way to do it. So you can go to I don't know if there's a link on here or not. I'll put a link on the camp page to pay directly. I'll do that this afternoon. I'll put a link so where if someone wants to donate, say, hey, go to fbcrobinson.com/camp. There'll be a little spot right there where they can give, put your name in, and donate. You just mark it off. Any of those are options, but see if you can get as much of it filled in as you can before we go. A handful of you have just said, I hate fundraising. I'll just write a check. Hey, more power to you. But the way it works is each student owes $4.96. The calendar is a way to pay for it. And whatever you don't fill out, you can pay the difference or Talkwing scholarships, some stuff there too. But because camp's coming up in a few weeks, I need you guys to go ahead and turn it in as you get it now. At this point, don't hold on to it. If you have, hey, I got $40 this week, go ahead and turn it in when you're here on Sunday morning. We'll put it, in there. That way we can get camp paid for. Nobody will be turned away for finances. Let me say that again. Nobody will be turned away for finances. If you want to go to camp, we will figure it out. Okay? Just help us out by trying to do the fundraiser part on your end. So, questions about paying for camp or? Awesome. Some of you are partly paid. If you want to know how much more you need, maybe you lost your calendar, but you turned money in, I can look that up. Most people have been holding on to the last minute like we did. And so it's going to say, you still owe $496 when at home you've got some of it collected. But just ask me, I can help answer those. I think that's all I have, unless there's any other questions.
No. One more thing. Trying to get in the video here, that I forgot to mention is at the 6-day camps, they have a variety show. So you are allowed to audition on the first day, like if there's something you're wanting to do for the variety show. So if you're wanting to play a song or sing or do whatever, but you will have, I think they do that probably on Monday, and they'll have the variety show. So if some of you are following, go ahead and start following Fuge Union on Instagram, especially because their camps have started, so they're sharing things and with their variety show stuff. So you don't have to do it though. It's not like, don't be like, oh, I'm worried I'm gonna be put on. It's totally optional. Yes. Butterfly Boys have already been volunteered. I'm pretty sure we're gonna make the national Fuge with that, because there's nothing like it.
Yep.
Yes.
They posted last night about Mega.
Yes, awesome. Morgan?
For the form, do you want me to sign my name or her name?
Probably needs to be,
Because it said age of consent.
because you're 18,
Yeah.
you could
But
probably
I-
sign for yourself at 18.
I would think so too,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to be wrong and then I don't take
If so, we'll just make your mom refill it out the day you go.
it. Perfect.
I'll ask them though. I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll send them, when they respond back, I'll correspond with them and find out. But
Okay.
I'd say
I'm
sign
gonna
your
submit
name.
it with my name then, and then
I would do
just
that
text
for
me.
now.
It's gonna be the same.
So anyway, but yeah, variety show is totally optional. You don't have to do anything, but if you would like to, you have the option to do that. Anything else?
That's all I got, guys. I'm really excited. This camp is going to be different because it's not Mission Fuge. It's going to be different because it's a lot bigger. It's not going to be 300 or 400 people. I'm under the impression, I've asked, but I'm under the impression it's more like 1,200 people. So it's going to be bigger, but I cannot wait to see what God does this week. So if you got any other questions, want to know some stuff from me or Hannah, just catch us. Other than that, we'll see you guys later. Thanks.